I know why you're here. You know why you're here. I would say excuse my appearance, but I feel like I look good. So let's get straight into it. Organization is one of the most important things when it comes to cranking out videos at a high clip. So if you're a person like me and you crank out videos on a regular basis, you want to be as organized as possible. So I'm going to show you my organization from chip to my hard drive, from hard drive to Premiere Pro, and then we'll kind of end it there. So we're looking at my screen right now. We're looking at active photos. Active photos, we got active videos, finished photos, logos, finished videos, wedding, active, dual, finished, dual. Now, active photos is for people who I strictly took photos for, right? And then video was strictly video. But there were some times that I was doing both. So that's why I created active dual. And active dual is, I know that for you or whoever it is or whatever organization, I took photos and I did video at this one event, right? We'll look at Anthony Chapman. I'm gonna show you like a piece of his, like how we kind of did this, because I already did it. But like I said, I'm gonna show you from chip to hard drive to Premiere Pro. Cool. So we're gonna go to, we're gonna open up in a new tab, my chip right here, TYR Supreme 1. And I switch sides because I like to work from left to right. Going to private. This is just how you get to your clips on your camera and your chip. I'm not sure. That is the workflow that works for my chip. Private, M4 root, clip, and then all of my stuff is here. If you notice, all of my videos are right here, and then all of my XML files are right there. Normally, when you open this up, if you haven't made this your preference, it shows up like this: video, XML, video, XML. I'm not looking for my XMLs, so I come right here, I click Kind, drops everything into one spot, right? So we're gonna look at, I said Anthony Chapman. Let's see, Anthony, I think he was 6'2", yeah. So for this shoot, we had a main angle, we had a Jamie's angle, who was the guest, and then we had Chapman's angle. So this is the main angle, obviously. We got both of them sitting here, you know, talking, doing whatever. We have both of them sitting here throughout the entire show, and they're talking back and forth. So, like I said, this is already done, but we're gonna, you know, make a new one. So, I'm on my hard drive. I'm coming to active dual because I take photo and I do video for this. Gonna come to 25 Anthony Chapman. And we're gonna look at Gulf Coast Real Estate. Like I said, we already have it. So we'll create a new folder and we'll say video tutorial, or we'll say tutorial, right? So now I see that this one, I'm looking for anything that we shot that day, December 7th, right here. I'm gonna come to the tutorial folder, create a new one, 12/7. And now I'm going to create another folder that is one main angle, right? And now I drop these videos into the main angle, and then they're gonna do what they do, 16 gigs, whatever. But what that looks like at the end is this folder. So I got Chapman's angle, Jamie angle, main angle. I go to Chapman. Maybe Chapman says something that I wanna use just his clip or just his side for, where I can come to Chapman's angle, boom, grab or look for whatever I need. This entire time, this is on Chapman, the entire show. If I want something from Jamie, I come to Jamie's angle. I look at Jamie, I see is there something I want to use from hers. This angle is on her the entire time. Maybe it was something they both said back and forth. Boom, I'm in the main angle, right? So that's the finished product of after this over here loads, because we're not gonna take all that time for that. We're just gonna hit cancel. But just know that's what it would look like. So now we have our three videos, or we have our three folders: Chapman's angle, Jamie angle, main angle. Now, when I come back to my hard drive, like I said, organization is important. I have a folder for Premiere Pro, right? Premiere Pro holds all of my files. So I have another hard drive that has July up, and this hard drive has August down. So August, I have the ones I worked on in August, September, the ones I worked on in September, October. You get the point. So when it's something specific that I know I'm gonna do on a regular basis, I create them their own folder. because I'm gonna work on this for months at a time, if not, you know what I'm saying, whatever. So for instance, Prime Athletics, I work with Brandon Barnum. He does fitness and sports performance. So I know anytime I work on any of his videos, they're gonna be here. But Anthony Chapman, Gulf Coast Real Estate Show, which one did I use? That's a good question. We're gonna look at the most recent date, December 1st, December 8th. That looks like the right one. So we're gonna open up that one. Now we are in the Gulf Coast Real Estate Show. And if you come over here, this is my setup. Like I said, organization, right? I got my preview, got my program, I got my sequence, my timeline. And then over here, I have my, I can't think of the name of this folder right now. Let me know what it is in the comments. I can't think of it. But I come over here and you can see it's still organized. I have my sound effects, I have my sequences, I have my music, my images, my graphics, my clips right here. I hit this drop down folder, Chapman angle, his angles. I hit my drop down folder, Jamie. I hit my drop down main, right? I come here with my graphics. I'll lift this up. I got my box filter, or what is it? My box adjustment layer. And then I have the logo for the show, right? Images, any type of photos that we use, like when we showcase different homes, that'll be in there. So that way people can see like the house that we're talking about or that's being talked about. But I know when I get those photos, I throw them all in the images and not my graphics. You get what I'm saying? It's a big difference. Music, same thing. Any music that I'm gonna use for the show or clips or whatever the case is, hey, I know what's up, I know where to go. Sequences, same thing, and then sound effects. Now, the editing process of this, right? The editing portion. When I click sequence, I see clip parts, I see unnested 1, part 1, part 2, unnested 2. What does this mean? All right, so we go to part 1. Part 1 is, this is the lined up and sequenced version of all 3 camera angles, okay? This is all 3 angles. If you look right here, I got this blue one, I got the mango, and then I got my purple. What does that look like? If I turn that off, you'll see Jamie's angle. If I turn that off, you see the main angle. Now, right? And if I turn, oh, well, it's just up top. You got jets and stuff. Whatever. So, yeah. So that's what that is. Now, if I come to clipped parts, notice we're really in this same format. In this green, I'll show you right here. You can see it says MC1, right? MC1 is all of those clips nested together into one version. So now I can edit with just tapping the number pad on my keyboard. And I'm gonna show you what I mean in just a second. But you see box 23 FPS. That is, again, my adjustment layer where I make all my color changes or filters or whatever. And then I got the Gulf Coast Real Estate Chapman PNG. That right there is this thing up here, okay? I'll just double click it. That's this. I made that too, by the way. Let me know what you think about it. Anyway, what do I mean box? You got phone, for me anyway, this is what I call it. Phone, box, television, okay? Phone is 1080 by 1920. That gives you that phone clip, right? Box is the portrait-ish-esque version of Instagram where it's not 1080 by 1080, but it's 1080 by 1350. That's important to know, okay? And it's beneficial because you can make a box video and post it on Instagram and Facebook, and it looks great. So instead of you making a phone version and then a television version, you got your box version, which looks good on both apps, right? And then of course, television 1920 by 1080. And yeah, so I create a box version because this is where one of those clips will go. And I'm gonna mute this because yeah. So what am I saying again? Comes down to the angles, and you'll see I hit play, and I got it set to 1/4. But notice the camera cuts, and then how it goes back and forth between different ones, right? And then boom, it goes to Jamie. I just zoomed this in, cropped her, cause she's talking. And then the second, you're gonna see it goes to Chapman, or not Chapman, but it goes to Jamie's personal angle. And that's all from pressing a couple keys. So that is why it is important to be organized from A to Z when it comes to making videos. If you like this tutorial, if you wanna know more, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell. Let me know in the comments some other things that I can talk about or share with you. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Appreciate you being here. Yeah.